We're going to be looking at how to create a quiz in Canvas, but also some of the neat features once a quiz is done that will really help you out with the data collection process. So the first thing you need to do is decide what course you want to add a quiz to. So I'm going to go into my training course, and you'll notice that you have this option, quizzes. If you click on that, it's very user-friendly. And then we're just going to hit add quiz, the plus quiz button. And instead of being unnamed, I'm just going to do test quiz. And the settings is where you can put in your directions. It's also where you can add in video, you could add in a Quizlet, an image, a link to another page. Really, the sky's the limit for what you can add in. It's exactly like working on an assignment within Canvas. It gives you the same options, the same type of feedback you can give through here. Now, let's go through some of the options. More than likely, if it's a quiz, you're going to want it to be a graded quiz, not just a practice quiz or an ungraded survey. Also, post grades to SIS. That should be checked if you want it to communicate with your gradebook. It gives you the option to shuffle answers, so the answer choices can be shuffled to where you don't have to worry about your students looking over and copying somebody else's answer choice. You could set a time limit on it, so if you only want your students to take 30 minutes on this test because you think that's plenty of time, go ahead and set the time limit. I would not click this box, allow multiple attempts, and here's why. Let's say you have a student that finishes their quiz and then accidentally clicks on the quiz again. Well, it's going to lock their grade up until they're done the second time with that quiz because you've allowed multiple attempts. If you leave that unchecked, then your students, after they're done taking it one time, they're done. They're completely done. Then you can set when people can see responses. So you can let your students view quiz responses. You can let them view it after each attempt. And it also gives you the option to set when they see the exact date. Or when they see the exact answers. So you could set a date for that, whether it's we're going to unlock it for this amount of time and then close it off again, or it can just be where once they finish, they can see the answers. You can also click to where you can only show one question at a time. So you might want to do that depending on what students you have. If that would help them out, then definitely do that. If we hit require an access code, you can set a password to that quiz so that, let's say you want to set up the quiz ahead of time, but you don't really want to set a assigned date, or you don't want to have to worry about the calendar part of it. You can set up a passcode for it so that your students can't access it without the passcode. And then more than likely, you're going to keep this assigned to everyone, just because if you're given a quiz, you're probably going to want everybody to take it. And I'm going to go ahead and hit save. That way all the changes we've made will be saved. Keep in mind, I still don't have any questions in here, so I'm going to have to go back to edit. And you'll notice at the top, there's this other tab that says questions. This is where I can set my questions. And for every new question, I'm just going to hit plus question. I'm going to put in my question. So test question. And then I can put in my answer choices. No, maybe, so. It automatically selects the first one as the correct answer, but all I have to do to change the correct answer is just click on that arrow and it changes that one to the correct answer. Let's say I want to go through and delete an answer choice. That trash can pulls up and I can delete the answer choice. And these boxes here, those are comments that I can post up for when students get questions right or wrong. Now, in order for this to be helpful, they have to be able to view the answers as soon as they complete the quiz. So you might just want to skip that part for now. Let's say I go ahead and hit save. I've got my question in here. I've got everything ready to go. I can hit the preview button and it'll let me see exactly what the students will see. So it tells me, oh, there's the draft version of it, and now that's exactly what my quiz would look like. looks like I need to keep editing the quiz because nothing's showing up. And let's go see. If I click on questions, wait, new question. My question wasn't saved. And it was because if I get done, I have to make sure I update the question. If I don't hit that update, even if I hit save, it didn't do anything. So let me go back here and set it again. And I'm going to set my no as my correct answer. And then I need to update question. And you'll notice now that question shows up. I can hit save. And I want to make sure that my students are going to be able to see it, so I preview it. And there is my question. When your students are taking this, you'll notice they have a flag button too. They can flag any of the questions that they're not sure about to come back to later. So now let's look and see what the quiz actually looks like once you get data back. And I'm going to show you on my Canvas Challenge quiz. These are things that you guys took ahead of time. And I now have quiz statistics that show up. This sorts through the data for you so that you can go through and not have to do this by hand. This would take you too long to do as a classroom teacher. So you notice that my average score is a 98, gives me the high score, low score. All that's nice, but this is where it gets very nice because it gives me an item analysis, a question breakdown. And it tells me that everybody got question 1 right, question 2 right, question 3 right, but not everybody got question 4 right. In fact, I can do a drop down and it tells me that 20 people have taken it so far that got it right. 2 people have taken this that got question 4 wrong. So if I click on the respondents, it will tell me exactly who it was. I'm not going to do that so that you won't see exactly who got that wrong, but it gives you the exact people at that point. So that's a neat thing. The student analysis, I can run that report and it will download down here. Actually, I've already downloaded one as a CSV file. I can run the item analysis that also saves it as a CSV file. So it gives you several options for pulling data out as well. So this is a great tool if you need data for your course. Now you'll notice too, right below that, you'll see moderate this quiz. Let's say you really want to give one of your students another attempt. You can. And what you can do is, it looks like I've got one student that has 0 attempts left. I can click the pencil beside of their name and give them one more attempt. Or I can just manually unlock the quiz for the next attempt. So I can actually set the number of attempts here extra on top of what everybody else would get. So that pretty much sums up how we can use Canvas to start giving graded quizzes and really getting data so that we can drive some of our classroom activities.